Ye Jawani Hai Diwani, for me, I didn't really like the movie. Given how intelligent this woman's character was, Naina was a medical student. Like,
नैना का क्या सीन है? Really needs a little sambar.
Agun yaar. So we cannot very easily say, Bunny is a red flag.
When two people are dating or are intimate, it's like two complex people with so much baggage, with so much internalized conditioning that they're trying to break. So much is happening, and I feel like the social media, Instagram, a lot of these spaces now try to oversimplify this a lot.
When I feel like my heart is a little broken, I also tend to look for simplified messages that give it some peace.
I was in one relationship for a very long time, but it was quite unhealthy. But I was like, नहीं शाहरुख खान ने तो बोला है कि एक ही बार प्यार होता है. So, for example, men also don't get space. Absolutely. Having said that, men also don't get the space, but the sure as hell get power. And there's a lot you can do with power.
Welcome to Share Dili, a space for questions, not answers.
where we have dil farke conversations around culture, art, mental health,
And everything in between. We're your hosts, Shagun.
Sanya, and Sanjana.
Hello, welcome to Share Dili Season 2, Episode 2, where we talk about Naina ka kya scene hai. So, today we'll be breaking down Naina and her personality from Ye Jawani Hai Diwani, and we'll be talking about Bollywood relationships, toxicity, love, romance, healthy relationships, all the buzzwords. And for this, we have just the right person, Dr. Ritusha Nagar, who is a psychologist, a professor, and somewhat of an Instagram personality. From behavior to bias, she breaks it all down with just the right amount of sass. So, let us get right to it. We'll start with Naina. So, Naina in Ye Jawani Hai Diwani wasn't in an abusive relationship, but something felt off. And how do we name that off? Dr. Ritusha, over to you.
Hello. Hi, everybody. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. So, I think firstly, uh, I don't know. I think I was out of college. I was working when this movie was released. I believe so, and I somehow did not get the whole shebang about it. I did not get why people are excited about it. Like at some point, I did get that the songs are really catchy and the clothes are really nice. But for someone who's kind of really like those kind of friendship movies like Dil Chahta Hai, so for us, Dil Chahta Hai was like epitome of friendship movies. Sadly, we I don't think till date we have a female centric mainstream friendship movie. So Dil Chahta Hai Laga Lo, or you take, let's say, Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara. So these were the kind of friendship movies that we saw. So Ye Jawani Hai Diwani, for me, I didn't really like the movie because yeah, at some level they spoke about friendship, but primarily it was a rom-com sort of a genre. And it took me some time to kind of figure out why I didn't like that movie at that point of time. In fact, when I saw it again, I've seen it maybe twice or maybe thrice at best. But when I saw it again, I actually liked some of the characters. For example, I loved Aditi's character. I loved the healthy adulting relationship that she was doing. Like, in fact, I would say that um, the person who she eventually marries, I
Hmm.
was like, oh my God, yeah, that should be the
Yeah.
focus of, that's the romance that I'm taking away from, taking away from this movie. That, okay, this is so beautiful, this is healthy, there's understanding that both of them can be themselves in the relationship. Nobody's waiting for the other person to be fixed, or for the other person to be changed, or for the other person to be toned down, for them to then realize, oh yeah, this is my person. They were who they were. They had a history. They accepted each other. They accepted each other's friends. Sorry, that's Italy. And yeah, so what was off about Ye Jawani Hai Diwani, Naina and Bunny's relationship was that it was pretty much the same trope of um, लड़के को शादी नहीं करनी है, लड़के को भागना है, दौड़ना है, और हम तो जैसे बिल्कुल ही मरे जा रहे हैं ना शादी करने को. So it was the same trope of the guy is gonna change and choose me at the end of the day. And Idli,
इडली को भी ले आता है पॉडकास्ट पे.
that's Idli.
Hi, इडली.
Idli has
Idli,
things to say.
stop shouting, stop barking, relax.
Idli looks like an idli.
Actually looking like an idli.
He is Idli. We haven't
How
fed him Idli yet because that would be cannibalism.
Idli is so excited about Naina
How
and her
sexy.
No,
relationship.
definitely. Idli is being as attention seeking as Bunny was in the movie. I mean, imagine that scene. I mean, it's so stereotypical now. Suddenly, Naina is seemingly interested in another guy, and suddenly he realizes, hey,
Oh, yeah.
tu ja yahan se.
I swear. What is that about? We had this conversation at some point.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So what is wrong is the same old trope कि लड़की is into this guy, शादी करनी है और commitment चाहिए, लड़का commitment से भाग रहा है, and then wants to travel the world and suddenly then realizes that दाल चावल ही खाना है मुझे घर का, and the whole conversion of a guy who is into butter chicken to dal chawal somehow is that whole adrenaline rush that the trope that women are just waiting to transform and change and fix the men, and that just didn't sit well with me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Given how intelligent this
I-
woman's character was, Naina was a
True.
medical student. Like, she's just reduced down to, just I don't know, like from a male gaze, just a very a woman hungry and running after commitment and from getting from this guy who's not wanting to give it,
That's
Like,
true.
what happened to Naina's career? I'm more interested in that.
Sanjana.
I just want to say that I feel so validated by your opinions about this movie because I disliked it. I've seen it once, but most of my friends were absolutely wild about it. And I had very similar views and just distaste about it. And I feel so validated and so happy right now. And I remember the three of us being on a call and saying the exact same things that Aditi and her husband should be the focus of this movie. Yes, continue.
Yeah. We actually said the same thing that we'd want a movie जहाँ पे वो आदित्य और उसके husband की love story बताए और उनका relationship दिखाए because that would be something really interesting and really lovely to see. I think our next question was about what makes us choose such a relationship as a woman, like what was going on with Naina. But I think somewhere you did answer that. I think what's coming up for me is also हमें बहुत कम दिखाया नैना क्या कर रही थी मतलब हमें बनी का पता है कि बनी was traveling, was doing his own thing, trying to figure himself out. We don't know what was going on with Naina, but cut to the wedding and then that emotional scene that they had, and then Bunny just reaching at her doorstep and she just accepts him. What do you think was happening there? Like, one is societally, Naina, as women, we have been conditioned in some way कि हमें वो chase, बहुत ज़्यादा conditioning हो चुकी है. But on a very personal level, do you have some insights around what was actually going on with Naina? It's all going to be hypothetical because the movie did not cover that at all. But a part of me was wondering how, what if Naina was so self-assured that she did not even, it didn't matter to her. Like, Naina was like, मुझे ये बंदा पसंद है, I am so self-assured. एंड मैं तो अपने में ठीक हूँ वो आ गया और उसने रियलाइज कर दिया ठीक है शी गेव दैट लीप ऑफ फेथ लाइक अ पार्ट ऑफ मी थिंक्स दैट what was happening? Was Naina very self-assured? Was Naina giving him this क्या हो रहा था नैना के सीन में और was she not or was she just giving into the conditioning that chase? What do you feel about it? I don't know if my question was as clear. Yes, Shagun.
I just have this one little thing to add that from also this feminist lens, I understand that a woman might, with a fully established career, still want to choose to stay at home and eat her dal chawal. Like not necessarily कि वो उसी trope में fit हो रही है, like that agency this person has. But I do feel like there is some big murky gray area, and that nuance wasn't really explored in the film at all. Like उसको इतना सा character दिया, उसको बहुत ही ooh yes career oriented woman बनाया, but romantically she fits into that same little heartthrobby feeling ki oh I want this boy kind of. Over to you.
True, true, true. I'm also thinking about it because if you see, इट्स वेरी वही सेम चीज ना कि एक नर्डी सी बच्ची है जिसको घर में ज्यादा बाहर शी वाज नॉट अलाउड टू go out on a lot of trips, and how Aditi was seen as a bad girl, the good girl and the bad girl trope that we have in our homes, in our families, in our societies कि अच्छी लड़कियां क्या we have to earn going on a trip, like we really need to have our grades A तब जाके कहीं भीख मांग मांग के you'll get to go on a trip, otherwise it's husband के साथ जाना, शादी के बाद जाना, and
True.
all of those kind of things, right? So that journey was extremely transformative for Naina, because you see these moments of self discovery that are shown over there, and of course from a male gaze you can only have self discovery after you remove your glasses, right? With with glasses there is no self discovery somehow. So what they're showing is that she's gone through the self transformation on that trip. She's made close friends, possibly obviously shown that she's fallen in love with this guy who happened to be around the great transformation. I mean, some of the scenes were really disgusting, especially the way they were showing how Bunny kept hitting on this other character. That girl was there. She was shown again a very लड़की जो डम उसके बारे में मजाक कर रहा है अजीब अजीब, and it was very sexist humor, so this guy happened to be around while she's going through the transformation, and then this guy goes off on his own journey. Now my question is exactly that, from the period that these guys met on the trip and he goes off on his own journey, to maybe 7 or 8 years later when they meet at Aditi's wedding, what has been Naina's story? Has she dated? Has she had sex? Has she been with other men? What about her career? Where did she get placed? Did she go for an MD? Did she have other friends? Right? Like, I'm so interested
Yeah.
in her life. I'm so invested in her story. But from a male gaze, it's so infantile to think na ki
True.
oh, the girl that I almost liked, but I didn't वो स्पेशली देयर इज दिस गर्ल कि वो घर ले जाने वाली लड़की, माँ के पास ले जाने वाली लड़की, प्लस वर्सेस दैट अदर गर्ल जिसके बारे में सेक्सिस्ट ह्यूमर होता है. तो
True.
वी डू नॉट नो व्हाट्स हैपनिंग टू नैन. इट्स सो ऑलमोस्ट a 15-14-year-old male mentality to think कि हाँ ये अच्छी लड़की है, she would not be with any other guy, she would be waiting for me down the line 7-8 years, right? When actually the thing was, if you see by contrast, Aditi's story is similar but very different. She liked this guy, she took the heartbreak of okay, this guy is not interested in me, and moved on in her life in a very healthy way. I mean, unlike men who is like ठुकरा के मेरा प्यार मेरा इंतकाम देखोगे. So she's like, okay, bro, you're my friend. We've been friends, and there can be nothing more in this relationship. मैं चली, right?
Fair.
So it's we are not allowed to see what happens to Naina beyond the idli. We're not allowed to see what happens to Naina beyond a 15-year-old male gaze lens. कि जैसे जैसे अच्छा ये लड़की तो मेरे लिए बस
That-
मैं I'll roam around the world and I'll come back to my mommy. Will be waiting for me with, I mean, जो मदर जया बच्चन वो थाली लेके खड़ी हुई है यहाँ पे, वो लड़की लगा लो. I mean, you do not know what edible stuff is happening out there, right? So मुझे
Fair.
मेरे को पता ही नहीं है जब उसकी लाइफ में क्या हुआ. एज अ वुमन आई डू नॉट नो, तो मेरे को स्टोरी क्या बताएगी? हाउ डू आई इवन गेस व्हाट हैपेंड टू नैना's लाइफ? It's just a very childish male gaze lens to Naina.
Yeah, I think I totally agree. Now I feel like the movie lacks nuance. बिल्कुल भी nuance नहीं है. मतलब what were we actually watching? And oof.
No, I was just going to ask the next question, which is related to this. So we cannot very easily say, Bunny is a red flag, XYZ is a red flag. And since this discourse is also very common, especially on Instagram, so in all of this, how do we differentiate between, oh, this is a real red flag, or this is just something that annoys you about a person? How would you define a real red flag from therapy speak जो हम Instagram पे देख रहे हैं?
I mean, would I say that Bashar is a real red flag? I think he's a every flag. He's like he's just a commonplace guy, right? He's like one of those guys who are just चलते फिरते पत्थर मारो मिल जाएगा, right? Like he's and when we talk about you know he's a product of society. He's a product of the sexism that is inherently present in our homes, in our colleges, in our institutions, in our families. He could be your brother, he could be your ex, he could be your future, he could be your husband, he could be your father. Like, I mean, beyond the millennial Gen Z elements, the sexism inherently remains the same stuff. तो ये वो अब जब सोसाइटी रेड फ्लैग बनी घूम रही है, तो हाउ डू वी मतलब how do I say that? This what becomes a distinguishing factor if it's the normative, right? The control, the expectation that a woman is gonna be a virgin, right? Not focusing on the woman's life, woman's career, none of that. अदिति भी एक दोस्त इसलिए दिखा दी क्योंकि स्टोरी कॉन्टेक्स्ट में था, अदरवाइज तो मतलब इफ यू लुक एट कबीर सिंह, we have again a doctor woman with zilch background knowledge and no information about her career, her life, nothing, right? So talking about, it's very hard for me to answer, hey, this is genuine red flag. Sexism is red flag. Anyone who's non-conscious of the fact that there is structural differences in society with respect to gender, caste, class, religion, different kinds of oppressions that exist in society, I don't know if I will say it's a red flag, but it is a point of concern. And it's not just about partners, it's also about friends. I do not know what are apolitical relationships. Unless you're born in a family where you have to, just there's nothing you can do about, being blood related to somebody. But friendships, relationships, person I would want to grow, have kids with, and we are only talking about heterosexual relationships, but all kinds of relationships where you have a person who's like in who's who's does these kind of dad jokes about वो जो wife के sexist humor चलता रहता है, मेरी wife तो ha 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 ha, the whole thing, अरे हम तो शादी में इतने तड़पे हुए लोग हैं, when obviously the greatest oppressor in a marriages, patriarchal marriages are so oppressive for women. So I guess what I'm trying to say over here is that for me, anyone who doesn't understand how power structures operate, and we're not saying that there's no internalized misogyny in women, etc. Anyone who's not working on themselves into becoming a better human being is not open for questioning, it does not have an open mind, is carries a lot of biases and calls them normal, okay, and sense of humor, joke, ये सब चलता है, चाहे वो होमोफोबिया हो, चाहे वो सेक्सिज्म हो, चाहे वो इस्लामोफोबिया हो, चाहे वो कुछ भी हो. For me, that is a point of huge concern. I wouldn't personally want to, have intimate relationships with them, honestly.
Wow. Well, yeah.
I completely agree with what you said. And leaving that aside, additionally, if you look at other areas, I feel like when two people are dating or are intimate, it's like two complex people with so much baggage, with so much internalized conditioning that they're trying to break. So much is happening. And I feel like the social media, Instagram, a lot of these spaces now try to oversimplify this a lot. Like in general, not about working on yourself, or not about some things that are non-negotiable for me also as a person. But I do feel like this thing that comes up a lot, which I've been wrapping my head around when it comes to relationships and healthy relationships, is that कुछ Instagram पे खोलो तो men in love पे कुछ आ जाएगा कि लोग ऐसे करते हैं, या फिर normal red flag, green flags, या फिर if you know, like oversimplification of two humans trying to unpack and be vulnerable with each other. Like, it is so scary to open Instagram, and I'd love to know what you feel about it when it actually comes to कि कितना मतलब कॉम्प्लेक्स भी है, सिंपल भी है, बट आई वुड लव टू हियर योर थॉट्स अराउंड दिस.
No, No, true, but oversimplification has been there since forever, right? Human beings have been trying to really crack love since a very long time. I think we really underestimates how hungry we are to be seen, to be heard, to be loved, to be cared for, to be found worthy of. It's one of the most basic human needs. It we you know and especially it's more, I remember reading this book called All About Love by Bell Hooks, and it's one of my favorite books. And she starts off with that, which was obviously a preconceived notion that I also had, that when you write a book on love, most people think it's a very female thing. Ladkiyan, we've been reading all of these Mills and Bones and very sappy K dramas laga lo ya kuch bhi, to it's only a woman's thing to be so concerned about love, etc. No, I mean, all human beings at the end of the day want to be loved, but our definitions of love are really where I feel like we need to do more. There's a lot of violence that masquerades around as love, because we've seen it. Controlling, possessive, patriarchy kya bolti hai, control your woman, aurat ko apna, she should be in the kitchen and things like that. तो वो हमने देखा, if we seen those kind of possessive crazy and as a millennial woman we've grown up on that कि एनीथिंग, अगर वो मुझसे प्यार करती है तो मुड़ के देखेगी, like just about anything but a genuine conversation with somebody. So I would say that simplifications have always been there since ages, because for us as millennials our simplification was प्यार एक बार होता है, शादी एक बार होती है, कुछ कुछ होता है, right? शाहरुख खान with his तो I that was very toxically monogamous message. I was in one relationship for a very long time, but it was quite unhealthy. And but I was like, नहीं, शाहरुख खान ने तो बोला है कि एक ही बार प्यार होता है. How do I get out of this? So it's not that just because social media is around, social media has changed a lot of things, but it also changed the game a little bit. But essentially, people are still wondering why is love evading them? Why is the kind of love that as a child we wanted, maybe didn't get from our parents all the time, or maybe we did get, where did it go lost? जिसको नहीं मिला वो सोचता है कि हमें मिला क्यों नहीं, जिसको मिल गया और फिर वो पेरेंट्स के बाद वो लव कहाँ गया. So people are genuinely, as a world, we are wondering where is the love gone, and all of those kind of things. So to talk about oversimplification, just to address that a little bit, mm, I think that I also don't see a lot of problem in that. I'm like, because I find that to be fiction. People are writing their own fiction. They have the right to ponder, wonder, fall down. um the only concern for me comes up is when you are writing stuff that is provoking violence and inciting violence, the incel stuff, right? That's not fiction, that is agenda, that is propaganda driven stuff. Other than that, there's always going to be an audience for Mills and Bones. There's always going to be an audience for Bell Hooks, all about love. I don't think there is any need for any kind of ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए, वैसा नहीं होना चाहिए. We can't control people's ponderings about the stirrings of their hearts.
I think
That
we're all
makes
just now thinking in our own
yeah,
heads. Like so many questions are popping up inside.
definitely processing also a lot. I feel like
Yeah.
social media is definitely, I mean, like Sanya was saying, there's this need for us to oversimplify things, and even when I feel like my heart is a little broken, I also tend to look for simplified messages that give it some peace. And I don't know how the algorithm does it, but it'll start sending me those things कि love के बारे में ये वो, the signs you need to look out for, how to read between the lines, and that definitely feeds into our understanding of it. Like even if I have this complex, nuanced understanding of what love would look like for me, or what it would look like for my friends, and how I can kind of, but then I catch myself with all of these filters. Like I have this bag of filters that I'm going to anybody with with whom I might be seeking that connection. And then I find myself just trying to figure out what does a healthy relationship really look like. And I understand that it might be different for everybody, but I think everyone kind of has that question in their brain, that is it something that's too idealistic, like my idea of what a healthy relationship looks like? Would it be something I can genuinely seek and attract and find in this lifetime, or have I attached so many conditions कि ये होना चाहिए, ये होना चाहिए, ये नहीं होना चाहिए, ये मिल गया तो I need to protect myself? What do you think?
I think there are a lot of these. It's a very interesting, important question that you've asked, actually. Given that as women, we have uh, worked quite a bit on ourselves, quite a bit, in a way that I have seen that male entitlement has sort of prevented men from engaging into one's own, well, for the lack of a better word, personality development. Like sometimes I feel like, with great entitlement comes very little suffering, and therefore, like sometimes I feel like इतनी suffering तो होनी चाहिए जिंदगी में ना कि personality बना लो. So so वो मुझे लगता है कहीं ना कहीं, and I'm genuinely, I think I'm also, sometimes I feel like maybe I'm talking about a certain caste and class of experience, that could be possible. But yeah, so sorry, what was your question? I'm a bit distracted by this kid,
No
and
worries.
nobody's home, so I
Idli
have
is
to,
really,
yeah. Idli is really
my
boiling.
idli, my
Yeah.
question was, what do you
हाँ,
think a healthy relationship
correct,
would look like
correct,
for
correct.
men?
So अब उस situation में ये है that, and actually I would say that across castes also, like for example, I belong to a backward caste and community, and a lot of girls, especially after the OBC quota and all, a lot of girls from my community have become very educated, but the boys haven't. They are, उनको जरूरत नहीं थी. हम काफी सारी लड़कियां मेरी कास्ट की, अरे शादी हो जाएगी फिर मम्मी की तरह रोटियां बनानी पड़ेंगी, which is also internalized misogyny कि अच्छा रोटियां बनाना मम्मी की तरह, all of that. Sometimes I even ponder, and again over nuance में घुस रहे हैं, but वापस आती हूँ मैं. तो but a lot of boys from the community are कि अरे शादी करा देंगे घर वाले, फॉर्च्यूनर मिल जाएगी शादी में, and all of those kind of, concerns. Now अब उसमें में अब मेरा सबसे पहला क्वेश्चन ये है, मे बी कितना हेल्दी होना चाहिए. एंड दिस इज वेयर आई फील लाइक, बिकॉज कनेक्शन is not just a it's not just a basic psychological need, but for women it is also, a lot of it is also about your social status, your security. I mean, if you're not in Delhi, you can't be mid 30s and be single. Nobody will rent home out to you, right? So so for a lot of women, marriage is a social pressure. It is financial security. It is, um, अगर तुम ये बता दो अब आदमियों को, हाँ मैरिज इज अ फाइनेंशियल सिक्योरिटी, वो वैसे ही हो जाएगा उन्हें कि अरे एलिमनी, गोल्ड डिगर्स, दिस एंड दैट. आई मीन, बट दैट्स हाउ पेट्रियार्की हैज क्रिएटेड मैरिज. मैरिज में तुमने औरतों को, you don't let them come up, you don't let them progress as well. They're not powerful, they're not earning. तुम उनको वहां से nip in the bud करते रहो, जॉब से हटाते रहो. What? Because that's what it is.
Hmm.
Traditionally, marriage is a form of social and financial security for women. So coming back, instead of maybe questioning, so I mean, in my mid 20s, I would have been a little more, I would say, radical in saying that F you to marriage, especially when they're abusive and unhealthy. I still am. But today, I think I really understand that instead of maybe approaching it to with how healthy it should be or want to be, I think one needs to really set the threshold of unhealthy. That's absolute no.
Fair.
Right. I'm all for staying single. I'm all for, um do your own thing. You want to be antinatalist, don't want to have kids, don't want to get into a patriarchal institution marriage, because you fall in love with a man, but you marry a system. The
Yeah.
system is
Oof.
inherently patriarchal, and that's just my quote. And I'm like, तो वो जितना मर्जी मेरा अलग होता ये अलग होगा, no, you are getting in for a system that is designed anti you as a woman, right? And I hope to God that you have very supportive structures with you, which are in-laws, supportive family, supportive, all of that. But really, sometimes it's so rare, and the stories of tragedy are so very common that uh, yeah. So where I have reached today is that well, if you have the privilege, if you have the gumption, if you have it out, you have your people around you, because it becomes very lonely. And
Hmm.
for many people, like for many women, for many, loneliness is a human condition. And फिर आपको बोला थोड़ा ना कि फ्रेंडशिप पे फोकस करो इन योर 20s, नोबडी इज टेलिंग यू कि हाँ हाँ मेक फ्रेंड्स. इनफैक्ट आपको एंटाई बोला जाता है दैट women are not allowed to have, they're mainly told that acha, this woman is your competition,
Yep.
and you need to, a lot of socialization goes in, you need to secure a good man with good package from a good family. And so you've not, in your 20s, if you've not invested in healthy relationships, in your 30s you're wondering, or in your 40s you're wondering ki, oh, I'm lonely, kya karu, shadi kar leti hu, ya shadi kar leta hu. Right. So not only do you need to have financial privilege to be single, you also need to have social capital to be single. Right. In and I mean, if it's one, it's gonna take around 120, over 120 years for the male. The gap between the men and women. Uh, what's that gap called? Basically, for equality, that's the projected 123 years
Hmm.
for it to become equal, society to become equal. The projection based on current data. अब मैं 123 years single कैसे रहूं? I'm
I
gonna die.
agree.
So having said that, um, trust your senses, trust your intuition, go into therapy. You will figure out what's healthy, what's unhealthy. If you have, again, the privilege of getting into therapy and all, if you don't, then there's a lot of fiction. There's a lot of good books out there by women writers. I spoke about bell hooks. There's so many women writers out there, um, men written by women, that will itself explain healthy to you in so many different ways, right? So therapy nahi hai to kitabe padho, books padho, um you know keep your eyes open, be curious. Most importantly, check in with your body and see what feels safe, what feels healthy, what feels unhealthy. Healthy is supposed to feel like healthy. For a lot of people, वो नहीं पता है क्या होता है. बॉडी अंदर जाओ, सेंस
Hmm.
करो. अगर किसी के साथ रहना हमेशा घबराहट होती है, या लगता है ओ व्हाट विल हैपन, विल दिस, वॉकिंग अराउंड एक्शेल्स, एंजाइटी से अंदर हालत खराब हो रही है, and you're calling it, okay, the chemistry or the love. No, that's not healthy. Healthy feels safe, healthy feels like home, healthy feels like sometimes with my idli, when he's not into these crazy phases, then he's just sleeping with me, and it's safe and we're feeling good. So that's what healthy is not supposed to feel. It's the same feeling that you have with your pet, it's the same feeling you have with your BFF, who's your, and it's the same feeling that you get when you're, sitting by the ocean all on your own, just the waves, and just breathing well, breathing deep, and your body feels good. That's healthy. Yeah.
I love what you said. That is absolutely beautiful. And I've had so many little thoughts pop up every time you were saying a sentence. But I feel like as women, we also gaslight ourselves to crazy extents. Like, I feel even when we're not in the healthiest of relationships, our experiences, which might not feel healthy, or like a little blip, like you have to meet this person in the middle. You can't just randomly cancel out everybody who feels a little. And that, when do you stop doing that? Like that boundary to realize that this is your threshold, you often have to have crossed it and then come back to it. And I also feel like as the three of us are in our mid 20s now. Suddenly, I'm seeing all of these women around me start to get married. And like even when we're sitting in like groups with other women, marriage has become now a topic of conversation. And as somebody who did not genuinely had no care or concern for getting married, I was like, I will think about it later. I have my career to focus on for these many years. But people are like, I have this feeling ki I'm gonna start getting FOMO soon, even though I feel like there's so much else to do and there's so much on my plate already. But that, and this friend of mine was telling me, ki you give yourself 2 years, you will come back here and you'll be like, maybe it's time I start thinking about it because everybody around you will be getting married. And I'm kind of going off the topic here, but yeah.
Yeah, I think on very similar lines, one thing that was popping up for me, and I made a note because I was also getting so many thoughts as Itasha was speaking. I feel मुझे भी इस लाइन में पूछना था कि जो आपने बोला ना कि that healthy is supposed to feel like healthy. And while that makes a lot of sense, like tap into the body, that's what as psychologists also we do a lot of work with, right? But also what it takes to get there. And I know that that's not the point of discussion per se, but even in a relationship, it is, I feel like it is very much possible that there could be a lot of unhealthy to finally reach to that healthy or to find that comfort. And meko isme as a as somebody who's consuming a lot of content these days, and generally as somebody who's in my late 20s, I feel like because as women we've gone through so much and there's so much conditioning jo when I see when I see women around me, and I feel like this need to guard ourselves, the boundaries jo hum itna hum baat karte hain boundaries ke bare mein, kahin na kahin uh, there is this lot of complexity that comes for me also as a woman or as somebody in my late 20s, that while that even though I know it has to feel safe in the body, our nervous systems are so messed up and बाकी लोगों के भी इतने messed up हैं, and two people are just trying to create a relationship together, trying to work on themselves, but फिर सामने हमें हर जगह boundaries protect yourself आता है, there's so much rage, there's so much anger, which is very very valid. तो उसमें इंट्यूशन भी बहुत मैसअप हो जाती है, एंड this is more like not like a question but would just love to hear thoughts around it, that this is something that I've also been kind of struggling with, that फिर वो बैलेंस कहाँ पे आता है. Yeah.
I think the most important thing when Shagan was speaking and was Sanya was speaking, I think the something that kept coming up for me was self. Right? Like, um, there's a very beautiful theory in psychology without getting into too much detail, but it's Erikson's psychosocial theory of development. And it talks about these different stages human beings have. And the stage, there is a stage called identity formation versus confusion. And then right after that, there is a stage of where you fall in love, have a family, all of those versus I think isolation or loneliness or something like that. I'm forgetting the name of the stage. The idea behind that is that if once you have developed a healthy sense of identity, do you go to the next step, which is you dabble with another person and form your uh, so you become whole like this on as an forming, and then फिर तुम मिलोगे किसी के साथ तो वहां पे फिर आप अपने ऊपर नीचे all of those you figure these things out. But somehow the understanding of, because of the social pressures, because of the conditioning, because of how many of us have really kind of established our identities to some extent, I wouldn't say, oh, I know all about myself, but to a significant degree before we kind of merge it with somebody else's identity. So often then, unfortunately, two people who do not have clarity about their sense of self, feeling like the other person will complete me, feeling like the other person will give me answers to what do I like, what do I like when I get up, what kind of breakfast do I like to have, what kind of career do I want to have, what do I like sexually for that matter. Okay, so what do I like, who am I, what are my needs, what are my desires, um what are my dislikes, what are my boundaries, what am I not comfortable with. You're like, but हमें तो ये लगता है, just like kids, we're like, हाँ क्या फर्क पड़ता है, शादी कर लो, उससे फिर काम नहीं है तो बच्चे कर लो. And then, so my answer to a lot of this is that we need to encourage people to explore, to be curious about themselves. Boundaries you spoke about. The most important thing about boundaries is not that it is something that we use. Like a lot of times, even people don't have a good understanding of what boundaries are. Boundaries does not mean that I'm going to punish you and keep you out and you can't do this. Boundaries has nothing to do with the other. It has everything to do with yourself. But how do I put boundaries in when I do not know what myself is, what I like, what I dislike? Boundaries essentially is that, hey, for example, I'm not okay with being with somebody who's still friends with their ex. I am not saying you need to be or you don't need to be. That's just me. I don't involve myself with somebody else like that. It's not that तुम ये करोगे तो हम ये अरे ठीक है, you want to be friends with your ex, I'm going by. That's not my piece of cake. So, but do you even know if you're comfortable with someone who's friends with ex, or you're not? Maybe you are. Then it's okay. So, when you set your boundaries, the most important question is, how do you define yourself? Who are you? But hum guess. But do we let women even discover and define themselves? Wouldn't that become, the moment women तभी तो बोलते हैं जल्दी शादी कर लो. Like I remember one of my friends who got married in her late 20s. By the time she was 26, she's earning on her own. She's independent, has great set of friends. So she's like, now I'm just wondering, the only reason I need a man for is just to have kids. I mean, I live in Delhi. I can call an Uber. I have a job. I mean, my job gives me this quarters where I live in. घर भी sort out हो गया है, friends है, दोस्त है, weekend अच्छा है, सब चल रहा है. And then she said, that is probably the reason why they get women married off early. Because we're still we're still sold on the idea that I need a man. Right. What you need is companionship. What you need is less loneliness. What you need is someone to be emotionally, sexually intimate with. Right. A man, like, I don't know if a man can give you that, great. Yeah.
I think what popped up for me was also मुझे भी इसका आंसर सेल्फ ही लगता है. फिर मेरे दिमाग में आता है कि साथ में नहीं हो सकता ये, बट देन लाइक पीपल कैन ऑल्सो टुगेदर just like sharing my thought, together figure themselves out, and because it's also a very ever evolving process. Yeah.
I completely agree. Granted, you keep this in your mind, you wouldn't know once you evolved and figured yourself out and realized, hey, I don't really like you.
हाँ,
Same.
वो तो
Bye.
कुछ नहीं कर सकते.
True. No, I
But
agree. I agree.
yeah.
I'm not a big believer of the fact that कि अरे one day I will learn to love myself and then somebody else will love me. No, I completely agree with you, Sanya, that it is but I'm also that it is an ever evolving fact, but I'm very concerned about being lost as a woman in your sense of self and your identity. There is something called being lost, and there's something called figuring on my way to figuring things out. And if you're lost as a woman, and like Shagun started off with, we gaslight ourselves. अरे हमें शौक थोड़ी ना gaslight करने का, हमें gaslight किया गया. Oh, maybe he didn't mean like that. Oh, that touch was not like that. Oh, you overthink. Oh, you overfeel. As children in general, we moved away from our intuition. As women, all the more. No, you're not supposed to feel that angry. No, you're not supposed to feel that rage. Are 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 have gone through sexual harassment. How that affects us at a deep level, and that too before the age of 15, 14 years of age. And then you're saying, "Arey nahi, aapko ye sab feel nahi karna chahiye." So essentially, just that whole journey of discovery, lost women are very vulnerable to becoming victims of abuse. That's what I'm scared about. Victims of abuse. That's what I'm scared about. So absolutely okay. Figure out your identity. Figure out what you like in bed. All of those things. Figure out your careers, and figure out whether you want to be an entrepreneur or whether you want to be in a job, or whether whether you want to have kids. You don't figure out. It's great. Maybe an intimate partner, of course. जब तक आप practice नहीं करोगे तो आपको कैसे पता लगेगा कि क्या पसंद है, क्या नहीं पसंद है, कौन नहीं पसंद है, all of that. But if you're extremely lost as a person,
Hmm.
shadi is not your answer. If you're extremely lost as a woman, shadi is not your answer.
I doubt if it ever is the answer.
Is it even an answer?
And what is the question? But and just last line that I felt was very important. जो आपने starting में बोला था कि I feel like men also, because of the entitlement, I think that was very beautifully expressed. उनको भी नहीं मिलता space to kind of even figure out. So women also don't get it for sure. But like we say, patriarchy is something that is against all genders in a lot of ways, but of course favors men to a great extent. I feel like men also do not, which is something you were talking about. I think I'm not sure if I got that right, but I felt like, yeah, even men do not get the space to even figure out. तो वो भी बड़ा मतलब, and
True.
शेरदीदी का sense भी है, more questions less answers. So that is something I thought I'd tell you.
No,
But
I would just add that very small point. Whenever people say, oh, men also. So, for example, men also don't get space. Absolutely. That's the point of patriarchy. It defines what a man is, it defines what a woman is. You move out of your straight jacketed, selves. You'll meet with violence. Having said that, men don't get the space, but the sure as hell get power. And there's a lot
True.
you can do with power.
I agree.
Absolutely. I was going to pivot a little, and since we started with Bollywood, I was thinking we can also start wrapping up with Bollywood. So, we, you gave a few examples, Kabir Singh. We started with Bunny, like Kabir Singh, Animal, and like the scores of other movies like these. So, Bollywood, we know in general, they show relationships which are, if not outright abusive, just from a very narrow lens. What are some movies or shows or characters who you think actually depict a nice, healthy relationship या जो देख के you felt refreshed कि oh wow, Bollywood में ये भी दिखा सकते हैं ये लोग. I feel like that would be fun to know.
No, I'm very sure that there are some excellent examples there, but I think off the top of my head, Farhan Akhtar's character in Dil Dhadakne Do, that really comes to our mind. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, I love that. And other than that, I think I would also quickly mention this movie I was watching over the weekend with my family, and that's called Amar Prem. I don't know how many of you have heard about it. Rajesh Khanna and Sharmila Tagore. And I've always heard the music. If any one of you are into 70s music, I mean, the entire movie is so brilliant. It's got music like Rehna Biti Jaye, Chingari Koi Bhadke, and that song where, the very epitome lines of, so the entire story is about this woman who was forced into sex work, which is played by Sharmila Tagore. So she's the whole trope of prostitute with a heart of gold kind of a thing. So Rajesh Khanna is drawn to her by her very beautiful her singing, her voice, and तो उसमें वो गाना है ना, कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे लोगों का काम है कहना. So although the movies, of course, it's based on a book and patriarchal lens se to bani hai, male writer and all of those kind of things, but so it's a story of these two people. This Rajesh Khanna is coming from a home where his wife doesn't love him because she spends too much time in the parlor and parties and has an affair. So वो वहाँ पे भी दिखा रखा है कि हाँ 70s का expectation of bad woman is someone who goes to the parlor, खाना नहीं बना रही, गरम खाना, रोटी नहीं मिल रही, प्यार नहीं मिल रहा, all of those kind of thing. So वो वहाँ से दुखी है. Sharmila Tagore is of course playing the sex worker, and with that is there a kid in the movie जो साइड में रहता है, उसकी स्टेप मदर उसे बहुत पीटती है, मारती है, तो वो इसके पास आ जाता है शर्मिला टैगोर. तो उसको वो बहुत खाना खिलाती है, प्यार करती है, मदरिंग करती है, ऑल ऑफ दैट. So it's a very beautiful story of three people who form a kind of a family, like these two people who could not marry within the purview of the society, sex worker and the guy, and this kid who's not, there in the, so they're all unloved. They form a family, sort of a family, but it's not like they're staying together, but they have their moments. And how the movie towards the end, how they also move in different directions but come together in the end. They don't marry. Sharmila Tagore and Rajesh Khanna don't marry. So it's not, in the end, the child who she nurtured kind of at an old age takes her home and uska dekh rekh karta, all of those. That's the story. But I like Rajesh Khanna's character in it because it was, so even if you look at the songs, he's constantly trying to help her get out of her misery, help her not feel sad. The song ki, कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना, why are you feeling sad, the world is like that, and very beautiful lines ki सीता भी यहाँ बदनाम हुई, why are you expecting this
Oh,
anything better from this world. So in that way, Rajesh Khanna's character was, um, I wouldn't say it's perfect, but for those times, um, from his lens, of course, he saw this woman as someone who was a carer, emotional labor, nurturing, but he also was, how Jab We Met ka jo chemistry tha, that she helps him and then he helps her towards the end. It was somewhat of that relationship, given in that kind of context. 70s का movie, patriarchal जो भी उस time पे था, तो मुझे ऐसा, initially I was very drawn to, अरे इस woman से emotional labor करा रहे हैं, इस किसी की माँ बन रही है, किसी की pseudo बीवी बन रही है. But नहीं, this guy was also, Pushpa, I hate tears. This very famous line of Rajesh Khanna, Pushpa, I hate tears. And ये यहाँ से आता है because she's crying over her life and her situation, and he's saying, don't cry, I hate tears. So that's his empathy for her. And towards the end, when the young boy who's now grown up into this older person, engineer, and he's doing very well, and it is probably shown that it was the love that made him kind of go back, study, be a good student, make something of his life. शादी कर लिया, बच्चा कर लिया, अब उसको अपने घर ले जा रहे हैं. तो राजेश खन्ना is now crying, and he says something that was there when he says, I hate tears. I'm like, अरे क्या यार, tears are so good. And in the end, he actually says that, oh, it's, किसी ने मुझे पहले क्यों नहीं बताया. He's crying and he's saying it's so good, रोना कितना अच्छा होता है, it's feeling so good.
wow.
Yeah, that. And the movie ends
Wow.
with, this is Amar Prem.
Oh, you
It's
are
a
such a
beautiful
good
movie.
storyteller. मुझे लग रहा है मैंने मूवी देख ली है मेरे आंखों के सामने.
Wow. I feel like just adding this one thing जो आपने end में nurturing side का बोला ना, there's this quote that also runs around a lot कि like women, it's not about women, men. Like I believe in, like we all have feminine and masculine sides, and when somebody feels safe enough that their feminine side can come off, like their nurturing side and all, I think that's also beautiful. Like as somebody in my late 20s, I'm kind of exploring that feminine, like that side of me also, in terms of like nurturing and all of that. And it's really nice to be able to show that side without feeling threatened that I'm being looked at or boxed in a certain way. So that came out.
Right, like what is wrong, why can't women say that, oh, like I told you that women, that these young girls saying कि अगर मैं पढ़ाई नहीं करी तो मम्मी की तरह रोटी बनानी पड़ेगी. In a patriarchal context, I can understand why we would be repelled by the traditional notions of femininity, but it shouldn't have to be like that. If like if I'm born to be a laddu banane wali, that how that was used as a, is you can only make laddus if you're a cook and you're brilliant and you're a woman, to kind of move away from that so that you're not, you know you're not, I don't know, you don't experience the unhealthy aspects of patriarchy as much, is also violence onto yourself. Any movement away from your true core authentic self is violence.
Wow. Wow. That's so well articulated. Oh my God. मेरे को I think पूरे एपिसोड में ऐसा
I think वो
पूरे
समझ
टाइम goosebumps रह रहे हैं हाथों पे मेरे. But I think we must also begin to wrap up whilst we process everything that has happened today. Also, thank you, Dr. Ritisha. This was very insightful, also very thought-provoking. Lots that we are going to go and sit on our beds and think about, I think, after this episode, including the people listening to this episode. But I think for people who are listening right now, just a maybe like a little piece of advice that you could offer. If someone, let's say, stuck in something confusing and not quite abuse, not quite love, what would you say to them? Like, what little tippani could you offer?
Yeah. So, anyone who's stuck in a confusing situation, uh, and I think it's important to start with that. Okay, there's no need to jump to, oh, it's a red flag, or it's so toxic, or it's so abusive. And if you are, that's great also, because maybe you're maybe a lot of times I think it. So I'm very pro. If something is abusive, call it abusive. Do not gaslight more. Maybe this, maybe that. Having said that, it's always okay to pause. It's always okay to take time out. It's always okay to take some distance from the entire situation, um, and just look at things from, you know with some kind of psychological physical space. um बहुत ज़रूरी होता है. Talk to different people from different lens who you trust. uh, Again, like, I feel like our generation is, it's getting really sad because, chat gpt is the go-to person, and sometimes that's also okay, because kya kare na insan. Like, I really feel like, you know sometimes it would have been way easier in 20s if I was around social media, and if I could, as an educated person, kind of pick up things like a trauma bond, or pick up things like, you know narcissistic personalities, or pick up things like, let's say, grandiosity, or emotional abuse, financial abuse, economic abuse. I wish things would have really fallen into place sooner. So if someone is using chat gpt describing their condition, and chat gpt is giving them prompts to kind of explore out, I think it can end up saving a lot of people. So someone who's kind of confused and doesn't know yet, it's absolutely okay. These are some very important decisions of your life, and given how much the partners that we have impacts our physical health, impacts our mental health, impacts our financial health. In that regard, I would say that taking time out, maybe the trope of going on a trip helps. Great, if that helps for you, go on a trip. उड़ना चाहो, दौड़ना चाहो, भागना चाहो, or and once you have kind of gone through, I would say, these kind of exploratory conversations, experiences, or even just by sitting by yourself, and the answers will come to you. Maybe get therapy, maybe get support, because the answers are inside you. Sometimes we just don't want to hear them, क्योंकि it, like, imagine you with somebody for a very long time, and the answers come to you, oh, this, I think I've grown over this person, but now families are invested. So it's easier to look
True.
the other way. So, but the answers are out there. You want to see them, you want to take them, not, that's a different matter altogether.
Yeah. Reminding me of the song Safarnama. मेरे सारे सवालों का वो that मुझी में है. So that's very, very true. And I think the pause thing also. I think we keep thinking that the time is running out. Yeah, matlab that there is a sense of urgency that we have all the time,
Hmm.
not feeling enough given time. So वो बहुत mess up कर देता है. But I'm also reflecting a lot on the need to just pause and take distance. But society makes us feel like we are running out of time all the time. but
It's
yeah,
true.
thank you. Hmm.
Thank you,
Sure.
Dr. Itisha. I would also like to thank Idli. He made a little guest appearance. But it was lovely, lovely, lovely to have you. If it, I to feel like we definitely need an episode two also. There's so much to say. There's so much to talk to you about. But no, thank you for taking our time.
If you like the sound of all of this, we are on Instagram, we are on YouTube, we are on Apple Podcast, we are on Spotify. The links are down below. Like, hit subscribe. See you later.